So I'm learning that a strong black woman is not for my money. I'm learning that she is more committed to the relationship and the components that make up a good relationship.
And so in the case of 6-year-old Blue Water Lumber, Ralph Angel, I'm singing, you are not the father. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is The Spot Real Talk. I'm Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And we are back for our third season. Can you believe it?
3 years. Wow.
Time has
3
been
years
flying.
with you too.
I know.
It's been a blast though. I couldn't have any better co-hosts than the ones I have here. But it's what it is. This is what we do.
Right.
You better say that.
And all our real talkers out there, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for sticking in with us. We definitely missed you, and we're glad to be back.
And all of you, please subscribe, so that when we have new shows and programs and things like that, and I promise it's going to be a good one this year, as it's been the last two, but please subscribe.
Absolutely. And also follow us on our social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, at The Spot Real Talk. So make sure you follow us there too, because we update that frequently with all our news and different things that we're working on. But today, we are here talking about Queen Sugar, one of our favorite shows.
It is. A lot going on.
A whole lot. And they are also on their third season.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, where do we start with that one?
What about you, Tiff? What you got to say that's going to...
Should we start with Charlie and her master plan?
Yeah, let's start with
Oh,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Although, hey, I'm with Charlie. I am. I like Charlie. She does things her own way. Sometimes she gets in her way. But she's the only one really trying to do anything. Because everybody else is rather submissive.
That's a fact.
And they're just taking it like, well, this is the way it has to be. And Charlie's like, no, it doesn't have to be that way.
No, well, I gotta object a little bit because I think, of course. Charlie's
only right.
It's only right. It wouldn't be real talk without it, right? But Charlie, she is a boss, and I hope that her plan works. But when you say she's the only one trying to do anything, Ralph Angel, I see a significant change in Ralph Angel too. Ralph Angel is stepping up. He even has someone, you saw the parole officer or whatever, is bringing some people from the ex-cons, the felons, to work for him. And Ralph Angel has expectations of the young men too. He's bossing up. Like he's trying.
Oh no, and I agree. I mean the mechanics of what Ralph Angel is doing this season is fantastic. I mean he's really developing into an entrepreneur.
Right.
But how do we keep the farm?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
How do we stop?
I agree, Charlie. I agree. The plan, I like the plan. I'm just nervous about the plan.
Me too.
Because I feel like something's gonna blow up.
Exactly. I have a feeling too, because Charlie, I think that she, like they said, she has good intentions. And she always does things out of love, but at the same time, she likes to really, she stirs the pot a little bit. She does things that are unconventional, and they're definitely risky. And for her family, like I could see why they would be concerned about her decisions, but her plan to infiltrate and try to get a seat at the table and then one by one, like knock them down. I'm like you said, I really hope it works, because if it does, it could be a whole game changer for everybody in that community.
But if you remember last season, they were about to lose it anyways.
They were.
So you have 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Either she goes this way and holds on to some semblance of the farm, or you just allow it to, like dust, blow away. And that's actually what was happening last season.
Exactly.
So is it a risk? Yes. Is it dangerous? Yes. Could she lose everything? Yep. But she was going to do it anyway.
And the farmers could lose everything.
And that's what I'm saying. She kind of doesn't have much.
The farmers were losing, remember.
Well, they're still kind of losing, like the percentage and stuff.
Well,
I mean, when you look at the previews, I don't know. I don't
know what
they're still losing.
Right. What is it? 1% of
what?
What?
Right.
Right.
So, and how is that disseminated among all the other farmers? As Charlie was talking to one of the farmers here recently, in the last show, they were having to give up their farm because they were leasing the property. So she can't save them apparently, but I'm sure there are a lot of other farmers out there with that same problem.
Right. And the thing about those Landrys they are so manipulative. And she might think that she has a plan, but it seems like they're always 10 steps ahead of her.
Thank you. And that was going to be my next statement.
And that's so scary for me, too.
Right. I feel like they may be a step or two ahead of her.
Exactly.
And they may be expecting her to lower the boom.
And I think that she thinks that she's getting in good with them and that, maybe she can get that seat at the table. And that's fine and well. But at the same time, she also found out that information that they were in debt and that could
Heavily
be
in debt.
heavily in debt. But at the same time, just because they're in debt don't mean that they're down and out. Like, those people have a lot of influence in the community.
Right.
And sometimes that's just as good as having money.
Right. And I don't trust. It looks like she's getting a little cozy with that Landry guy too. It seems like
I don't like
it
that.
seems like there's an attraction there.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, there's a little something going on over there.
I got my eye on him too.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
I don't think he has good intentions.
Yeah,
No, I don't trust
he could be the one that infiltrates her plan,
Exactly.
and then it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So Charlie, you gotta come on now. I know your hormones are raging because it's been a minute, but we gotta keep it. Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
How do you know our hormones are raging?
And I'm really hoping that Remy can.
Her son even
come
said
around
you need
too.
to get out more. Remember?
He did say that.
He said you need to get out more, but that doesn't mean her hormones are raging. I mean, they probably are, but
Hey,
how do you know that?
Charlie is attractive. She is getting them left and right. She
Right.
had the Spanish dude that was helping her with her car when her battery went dead. And I'm like, there could be something there.
It could be, but right now she needs to keep the hormones in check.
Right.
Because
Because she and Remy.
Remy
is not.
Remy's not feeling her right now, and I got a problem with Remy too because, in some respects, I mean I understand how he feels. He feels betrayed. He feels she's went behind everybody's back to do her thing. I get it, but then again, Remy, you were ghost as to a plan to fight. I didn't hear a fight plan coming from you. It was that flight or fight. You were in flight. So tell me what you were doing to save everybody and the farm. So what were you doing?
Yeah, and that's one thing, like you said, I really like that about Charlie because while everybody else is talk, Charlie is like, look, we ain't got time to waste.
Right.
I'm going to do this my way.
Right.
But see, she's been a boss. Being in LA and stuff,
Yeah.
and she was managing Davis's career and stuff like that. So she knows how to navigate.
Yeah.
She's a boss. And
Yes.
then she's educated.
Yeah, so she's handled corporate affairs.
Right.
The others haven't. So, and let's get to if we can with Nova. And,
Well, Nova's
Yes.
educated too, but in a different way.
Well, in a different way. She's street oriented. She's
a journalist, so she has some education.
Well, I mean, she's for taking everything to the street in terms of a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, grassroots.
Those grassroots thing, which is fine,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not going to work against the Landrys. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
Or if it does, let me hear the plan. I just haven't heard a plan. And again,
I think she's getting there. Like, I think she's trying to find her own way.
well, I think Ralph Angel that gave her. Was it Ralph Angel that gave her some insight?
Oh no, she was talking with
Who's that she was talking
with the son. What's his name?
Micah.
Oh, Micah. That's
yeah.
right. Micah gave her some. Hey, might have given her.
Her
I
lead.
saw that light bulb. go
Yep.
That's
on.
right.
Yeah.
Because she looked like, Nova made a huge decision
Yeah.
to leave the paper to get that book
And I
deal.
don't blame her because it's like she's constantly being overlooked, and she's a great journalist and she has good stories, but it's like people are kind of blackballing her a little bit. Like, okay, your stories are too out there. Like, we need to reel this back in, and she's very outspoken. And so I feel like when the guy that works with her on the job, he was kind of like, I should have supported you. Like, yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
Right.
You really should.
Okay, but
Well, now the book deal,
well,
which is a great opportunity. But
But it
I'm
sounds
kind
a
of
bit-
nervous because I'm like, they better not pull the rug out from underneath
That's
her.
what I'm
It sounds like they're
It
about
sounds
to.
like-
Because they're like, it's like they're trying to put stipulations on what they want to do. When she had that meeting with them, they didn't say that this is based on X,
you
Y, Z,
staying
and
at the-
everything.
at the
paper and all this stuff. And now it's
And-
like they're trying to.
And it didn't make.
Yeah.
It really didn't make sense. They were saying that your stories, which were relative to what you were reporting on at the paper, because you're now no longer with the paper, the the stories aren't relevant, aren't relevant anymore. That really doesn't make any sense. They're her stories.
Right.
The stories are what they are. Whether she's with the paper or not, what does that have to do with
exactly?
anything?
And what she was writing on, what was going on in the community, and she can
exactly.
still write on those
what's
things.
going on in the community. So I'm not feeling this group. You know?
Yeah, I'm their suspect.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, this show just has me on pins and needles because every time somebody has a good opportunity coming their way, I always I know something bad is about to happen. And I kind of feel that with Nova too. And I hope it works out for her, but I just don't have a good feeling about this book deal.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't trust them.
She could go out on her own. I think Nova has, she has the intelligence, she has the grassroots acumen to be able to do what she needs done. Book deal, do it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I do like the balance that Nova is kind of like the yin to Charlie's yang. Like she balances her out where Charlie is doing one thing over here that Nova completely disagrees with. She's kind of providing that voice of reason,
except that she should be calming Charlie down. Instead,
she amps her up a little bit more.
She amps her up. So, I don't know if it's yin and yang or
well,
yang
the argument is in the opposite of what Charlie's arguing, but she is amping her up a little bit more, and then Aunt Vi is there to
try to
tone it down.
Yes.
Except Aunt Vi even went on her,
I mean, but can you blame her though?
I can, in the fact that, like I said, nobody seemed to have a plan.
Well, nobody has a plan, but at the same time, these people have attacked your family for generations. Why do you think they would stop now?
Exactly right.
Right.
So the point is, what do you do about it?
Sleeping with the devil, though, that's
dangerous.
That's what people are afraid of because, from Aunt Vi's perspective, they practically killed their father, Ernest. Like he was working like a slave to pay them back because they bought the land, everything from up under him, and made sure he couldn't secure loans from the banks and everything. So that's why she feels so strongly. And the other farmers too. It's like everybody is enslaved to those land use.
And essentially they were doing exactly the same thing to Charlie in the last season. They were getting the farmers against her. Mm-hmm. They were just piling one thing after another to eventually she would have lost the farm anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So her move is not one of an option. It's really the only move she had, and it's one that takes a lot of you can't be playing softball in a hardball game.
You can't be playing checkers.
When
she needs to be playing chess.
Yeah, she got backed into a corner, and there's not too many other options. But also speaking on Charlie, she made a really ballsy move too when she decided to leak that story about the cop.
Right.
And I'm like, ooh, go Charlie. But I kind of feel like that's going to backfire too.
Well, you know what? That was a good move. But I understand what Davis was saying. It is much as I think Davis was a dog cheating them. You know how I feel about them. But I appreciate the fact that when he brought it to her attention, it was like, did you leak that to the press? He was also like, "Did you think about Micah?"
Yep.
Because that was such a traumatic situation for their child, and she did it without any thought to how that was going to impact Micah.
Right. And that was really concerning for me because with him wanting to go into this public school environment now from private school, and he's really trying to find his own identity, and he's associating with these people that are kind of activists, young up and coming activists, and I'm like, something that's already happened to him, and then you leak that and make it more public and draw attention to that. You never know what could be coming out of that. That would really mess him up.
And activism is one thing. I can understand the format that those kids have, but activism and anti-police or anti-authority is entirely different.
Yeah.
That's
you saw the young man.
The
security guard asked him to get off the table. Which he stands up. It's like he tried to provoke the officer.
And that's something different. There's nothing wrong with activism and the resistance and all of that. Exactly. But
yeah, that guy he doesn't seem like he's a good association for Micah to be around, and I'm worried about that. Because especially when they were sitting out there riding the ATVs, I can see this going so terribly wrong. Because anybody that approaches that boy, I feel like he's automatically going to be confrontational.
And I'm not too sure if Micah's reasoning for wanting to go to a public school is as genuine as he made it to Charlie. I mean, is he following
the girlfriend?
His little girlfriend.
He could be, but then it's like also he's trying to find his identity as a black person and being
Right.
surrounded by other like majority white children at the private school.
Which I can
That doesn't
understand
really
that.
help him much.
Well, it doesn't help you trying to find yourself and then you become a follower either. 'Cause
That's
essentially
true.
what it
No,
is.
nobody wants to be a follower, but I can understand how he was, basically.
He wanted
When he saw
wanted to
them,
belong.
right, he wanted
Yes.
to belong. When he saw them kneeling and everything, that was like, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
I
He
wanted-
wanted
That's
to be,
the part
he
that
wanted
he
to be a part of
resonated
it.
with.
Yeah, it resonated with him.
But does he know? Does he understand what he's becoming a part of?
And that's the thing. I think he's
that's-
starting to see.
Yeah, exactly. I think now he's beginning to see this might not be all of what he thought it was.
Yeah, because there's a way to be an activist but not be a
Because-
truant.
Right.
Because he really looks up to Nova because Nova is that type. She's a strong activist, and I think he really likes that about her.
He does.
Yes.
They have a
he
good
really
connection.
appreciates that.
And
from her.
he mentioned that. He said, "Why can't my mom be like you?" And
Exactly.
she had to stop him. Like, don't
Right.
downplay your mom. Like, she's doing things her way. But just because how she mentioned there were certain people in the civil rights era that were very radical, and then there was other people that just wanted a seat at the table to affect change that way.
Right.
It's not about how. It's the differences in how you go about things. You're still looking for the same goal.
Right.
There
And that's
be
the
Du
big change.
Bois, Booker T. Washington.
Well, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Right.
Exactly.
They both wanted the same
Same
thing.
thing.
They just
Right.
went at it differently.
Wanted
way
differently.
differently.
Right.
And that's what I meant about the yin to her yang. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
that they want the same thing, but they just go about it completely different ways. Nova and Charlie.
It's like Nova is more free spirited, and Charlie is a little more,
Has
tightly
more-
strung.
yes.
Yeah, she gets in the ring with you.
Yeah.
Puts on the
So-
gloves and say, let's go for a round.
Yes.
Whereas Nova, she meets you in the street, smacks your face.
Mm-hmm.
You smack her, she's gonna smack you back.
Right.
You know?
Indeed.
Right.
And we talked a little bit about Ralph Angel, but there was a huge bomb dropped on us that
Right.
I called it last season when I
We did-
told y'all
we both said that once she told him that, we were like, uh-oh,
you are not the father.
not the father. Not
yeah,
the father.
and got it confirmed too. So what do you do?
My heart broke for him just watching him sit there in that room and read the
And
results.
saying it doesn't matter.
But I kind of knew it. But
yeah.
I'm proud of the way he handled things because he's like, that's still my son.
Right, and he should, because that's the only father that Blue has known.
Yeah.
Right.
And he didn't treat him any differently.
Exactly.
Even though Blue was cutting up.
Oh,
Blue was
cutting
kind of,
up. I mean,
and that's because Blue was cutting up because his mother wasn't there. Children act out when stuff is not right.
and particularly when
Yeah.
it changes so abruptly. I mean, he's a kid. He doesn't understand relationship matters. Like that. That's just too complicated for him. All he knows is his mother's not there anymore.
Right.
That's all he understands.
Right.
Yeah. And then
After she had already been there, she had
Right.
left before.
Left before,
Came back,
Right.
and she's gone again. That's traumatic.
And
It
and
is.
there, I got to look at Ralph Angel and say, "What's up, bro?" I mean,
Thotting and bopping.
because he got old girl
she
coming
can't-
through and
she
dot
can't help the
right.
fact that you got girlfriends. And,
Yeah, I
you know,
mean, that ain't a girlfriend. That's
That's
not
a booty
girlfriend.
call, 'cause
Because
we only see her at night.
She pulling up at 2 a.m. They're not going to movies. They're not going out on dates. She's coming over one thing. And
Yep.
then the first time she came over, he hit her with, "You're not going in the house."
Yep.
yeah.
So that ain't a girlfriend.
And she know what it is.
She
too.
know what it is. She don't care. And she's pulling up.
But he seems to be interested in the Asian girl that works at the shipyard.
Well,
The,
there's some.
um,
it looks like there's a little spark there
I'm seeing
between the two
something.
of them, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there
he's single.
definitely was some chemistry.
He's a
Yeah.
single man,
Yes.
so I can see him exploring this option. And Ralph Angel is not hard in the eyes. I might have pulled up too.
How you
See.
doing?
I might have pulled up.
I know that's right. And then we also seen Darla make a reappearance at the end of the third episode where she came back, I guess, to pick up Blue. I don't know if Blue's gonna
Yeah.
end up going with her for a time period, but I think a part of me still has a little bit of hope for Ralph Angel and Darla.
He still
but he is
loves
hurt.
her. He's hurt, but he still loves her. He still loves her.
Yeah, but you gotta grow up, bruh. I mean, you accepted her for who and what she is. I mean, she's gone through a hellacious life, and there were, when you all weren't together, she did things, okay? And one of them, birthed a child, and you took that child in as your own because you thought it was. You've come to find out now that it's not yours, but you still want the child, and you want to treat it as it's your child because, in theory, he is. But you have to also understand he needs his mother, particularly at this age. So you can't have it both ways. Ralph Angel, you gotta understand that boy needs his mom as much as he needs you.
Yeah.
Because he needs his dad too.
I don't think he's trying to have it both ways.
Well, and the fact that okay, the girl made some mistakes. She made some bad mistakes.
He's not keeping her from her son.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm not gonna be with you."
That's my
that's
point.
not trying to have it both ways.
The way it came out
but
too
the
was
point is,
horrible too.
if
She
you-
should have revealed it long before.
Right.
them.
And this is my point. If you don't want to be bothered with her and you got the boy, then the boy's not going to be around her much either. He needs his mom, and he needs his mom there, and he's just got to get over the fact of what happened. That's
I
all I'm
think he
saying.
will
He's gotta get
He
over it.
will. He
He's
will.
just
I
going
think
through
he's
it right
gonna.
now.
Yeah. I mean,
It's still fresh.
right. You got to give him time to process this. This is huge. Like all his life, that child's life, he thought that was his child, and then all of a sudden, you find out that it's not
No.
your child.
Is
So
that-
it's not
is
something
that
that
a
he
country
should just.
thing? Because I know a city boy would have looked at Blue and said,
Didn't I tell you?
That's what
I told you
I mean,
last season. I
come
said
on now.
that.
Wait a minute, that ain't my hair. That's certainly not.
But
my
I'm just
skin tone.
saying. I mean,
you got to question.
But jeans.
But
sometimes-
Darla's, she's not. She
she's
has
fair.
black parents too.
She's fair.
She's fair, but she's a black woman.
Right.
And
And
Ralph
so-
Angel is a
Listen-
chocolate
But,
drop.
but sometimes a child takes after the parent.
Yeah, we
I
understand
think
that.
you and I talked about this offline.
Yeah, we do.
We offline. I said to you, that was like my child when we was younger. He was lighter than both me and my ex.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah, when a baby's born, it typically, like mine.
no,
I
even
mean,
though when he was younger, when he was a kid, he
Hey.
was lighter than both of us.
my 6'4" son, the day he was born, he was about your complexion. And I had to go, is this mama's baby, daddy's maybe? I mean, but
Right.
I knew better. But, at the same point,
I have
you
a
gotta
cousin.
ask the question.
I have a cousin who is now deceased, but he was light skinned with green eyes, and both of his parents, neither one of them had green
That's
eyes.
suspect.
And whatever, but he looked like my uncle.
That's
He
it.
looked like my uncle. He
Okay.
just had green.
Well.
He had green eyes and he had sandy blonde hair.
Okay.
But when I asked my mother about it, she said like further down our line, he took after some other relatives. And
Well,
that's why I was
If I
saying.
can find you in the gene pool, we're good. And if you
Well,
look
good
like,
luck being a black person
Huh?
because our gene pool is so mixed.
I know it's so diverse.
You
I
never
understand
know
that.
what you have going on.
I got you. But like I said, question everything.
Yeah, and I like to think of this too from a casting perspective. Like when they first started casting this show from the first season, why I choose like Blue, this little light skinned boy. I always thought about that like
'Cause his mama
it's
is
for
light.
I know his mom is light, but I'm like, this is for a reason.
It's
This has
for
to
a
go
reason.
with the storyline.
Yeah.
It's-
And that's why I had a feeling that Blue really wasn't his from the jump.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they wanted us to have this discussion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So y'all, hey, right? Y'all did exactly what you're supposed to do. We're having this discussion, and that discussion, Ralph Angel should have had day 2.
Okay, so
We
show
don't
it
know that
his,
he
though.
didn't. He may have thought about it.
No, he didn't think about it because they hit him too hard. Because most guys, I'm gonna tell you now, y'all women, let me tell you what a guy would have done. Guy would say, I knew it. I knew that baby wasn't mine. And now he has a decision to make. Do I keep the baby and go along with this, this like he's mine, or not? Now he has a decision to make.
He already made the
I think
decision
he
when he
has.
said it out. When he said it doesn't matter.
Don't roll over what I just said. See, the man would have said, "Dang, I knew that wasn't my baby."
That's okay though.
Anyway.
Ralph Angel is a good man.
He's doing
gonna
the
take
right
care of Blue.
thing. He's
He
gonna
is
take
doing the
care
right
of Blue.
thing.
He is still
And
his father, no matter
I
what the
still
results
am
say.
holding out hope on him and Darla. I still feel like there's a chance.
Well, hope springs
There's a
eternal.
chance. There's a chance.
There's a chance.
He gonna end up back with her
Y'all
because
know.
right now, like I said, he's starting and bopping, but he's
And
just
enjoying
doing.
it,
He's
too.
just
He got to get it out
because
of
he's a
system.
man, like you said,
And he gotta work those feelings out.
He's enjoying, right,
Because
right.
if you
That's what I'm saying.
really
He's a
hooked
man.
on one person, if he's hooked on Darla and she broke his heart, then he gonna go out there and play the field to
Right.
see if what's out there is any different than what she was able to
Right.
offer. And if he can't find something that's worth holding on to, I feel like he's gonna end up with Darla.
He's gonna end up back because his heart is with Darla.
Well, I think
right now,
once his head gets back on his shoulders, he'll understand that. Because I think he's a family man. He wants a family. He wants that.
yeah,
family.
he does, but he's not
So-
worried about that head right now.
right?
It's all about that head. Okay.
You know-
So yeah, he's down on the lower. He went south. He okay.
Yeah, okay.
And as far as thinking wise, he's using that other head.
And well, at least he got snapped back into reality, like when Blue caught the woman in the house.
Yes.
And I think for that,
That's why he was like, we can't do this.
Right,
no
we
more with the
can't
other girl.
do this.
Yeah,
He cut it off once the woman came.
But don't you got a door on that bedroom?
He was in the living room.
Okay, well, that's your first mistake. Okay, go somewhere where there's a door that you can shut. Okay, I mean,
Right,
come on now.
right.
You know,
Right.
but
That's what I said. He wasn't thinking with
Yeah.
this head. You know.
You know, and while we're talking about relationships too, I want to talk about Aunt Vi and Hollywood's relationship. Because as much as I love them and I feel like they have such the potential to be a power couple, Aunt Vi is just constantly like, she always builds up a little bit of a wall with Hollywood. And I'm like, come on, relax, let him be the man, let him lead or something. And, you know, stop trying to be so strong. Like, you don't have to be so strong now that you have somebody that genuinely loves and cares for you and is trying to look out for you.
I live tweet this show a lot, and the tweets are so interesting. And someone said that they were like, Aunt Vi, let that man love you. And I have to agree. You need to let him love her.
But sometimes you all women can get in your own way, and Vi's doing exactly that. I think it has a lot to do with the age difference.
I think it does too.
That May-December relationship, she still hasn't gotten quite accustomed to. I mean, she's almost 20 years maybe his senior, and I think she's looking for the other shoe to drop when there is no other shoe.
Well, we saw that.
As
Well,
far as
They've already been through those growing pains a little bit.
right. But when they
Well,
went to the reunion
yeah,
and that chick
but-
rolled up and called her his mom.
And let me
Everybody
say,
has a past.
right,
Okay, and you gotta understand, if you just take the time and not
She
get
wasn't
so,
worried about the past,
No,
but she felt
your emotions got involved first. She emotionally got involved with the vision, what was actually going on. She never gave herself time to process what was going on. She just reacted from her emotions. That's something that y'all do a lot.
Oh, wait.
Here we go.
Wait. First off, what do you mean? What she's acting from her emotions?
She
The
reacted-
woman
was straight
insulted her.
disrespectful.
It was disrespectful.
I got
So anybody, you wouldn't appreciate it if a woman came up to your wife and was like, "Oh, are you with your father?" You wouldn't have appreciated that. So
That was
so
straight
it was
rude.
an insult. She
No.
she knew that
And
he
she
was
was-
there with someone, and then she was like, "Well, why don't we go dance like we used to?" Like she was dismissive of Viola too, and I mean Vi and her relationship.
Right.
So you talk about she being emotional,
And it
she was
was
disrespectful.
very intentional.
It was intentional, and I did appreciate how Hollywood handled it, though.
Exactly.
He did
Because
handle it like
and therein lie, and at that point she wasn't really showing emotion. She sat back like she was supposed to for that moment and let Hollywood take care of it.
right. But you
Okay.
can see when she got to the side,
Because y'all-
it bothered her.
It did.
Most
She was
sisters-
coming undone when
Most
she.
sisters would have had that one would have had a fistful.
Oh yeah, she would have been
she
checked.
should.
Y'all have been taking the earrings off.
Oh, or
You know.
Because that chick should have known better. Like,
Yeah.
that was just straight up rude and disrespectful. And then on top of that, like, not only are you doing it, like, you insert yourself into a conversation that's already happening. She walks past Vi like she's not even there.
I'd have been
Like,
like,
she
"Ho,
literally
where's
just
your
walked
date?
straight
See,
past
Well,
her.
where's your date?"
So you
And like, for real.
How's the love of my life, what my ex love of my life, my old high school sweetheart, saying all these little comments.
And that's why he's your ex. Look, he's doing fine. I would have dropped the ring like, he's doing fine.
Right. But Hollywood handled that so well. I
He
was
did.
just like, yes.
She was very mature.
exactly.
And he was
And-
really
and
reassuring.
If he didn't
Vi,
show
too.
her in that scene that how much he loves her, then forget about it. It's
That's
not-
what I'm saying. He's shown her in every way.
Yes.
You know, I don't say anything bad about Hollywood. I want Aunt Vi to be accepting of, you know,
But she's gotta get those,
the insecurities.
Yes,
I told you, we
yes.
talked about that offline with some other couples that I've seen some older women have run men away because they were more insecure about the age difference than the man
Yep.
was. So
and it's understandable. I mean, I do get it. Because at some point we get older, and if that older person is so much older that they're slowing down, and you see what you see or begin to see is that I'm holding you back, and it plays in your head. So what do? I can understand it. So you have a choice to make. You either don't get into the relationship, let it go, because you can't let it go, or let it go completely.
Right.
And I don't know. It seems like she's coming around, and I'm glad she accepted his
Proposal.
his proposal, because that look on her face initially was like,
What you doing?
"What you doing? I can't do this."
Yeah.
Getting in her own way again.
Yeah.
Out of emotion.
But besides their the issues they have with their age difference, the new money that they've come into, I feel like that's also creating a little bit of friction with them, because Hollywood got his big check that it was like a settlement check, and then she also is coming in money from her pies, and that business is taking off to the point where she's overworking herself. So I feel like that's going to be a source of tension between them.
She thinks he's splurging.
Well, and Hollywood wants to get into the barbershop business with his new barber, and some guys. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you just gotta look. Women can do certain things better than we, and you gotta understand what you're good at. You may not be good at handling money. You may think you are, but you might not be. And if your lady is good at handling money, let her handle the money. I mean, that doesn't make you any less of a man. In fact, in my opinion, it makes you more of a man, because you understand your frailties. So, and in this instance, I think Vi is good for handling the money.
I think so too.
Because
I think so too.
Hey, Hollywood, I get it. You want to give her the world, but you can't afford the world. It's one bite at a time.
On his part, though, I will give him a little bit of credit, because although he has the settlement money, and he was looking at buying himself a new suit and looking at buying Blue some shoes and stuff. Like, he wasn't necessarily splurging frivolously. He was actually looking to invest. So I commended him on that.
Right.
But I don't know if that was a sound investment, because that dude seemed like he had some tricks up his sleeve.
He wants money.
He
needs money to do whatever he's got to do, and you're not even looking at, well, how valuable is your company as it is now? I mean, let's look at your accounting sheets. So
exactly.
Let me see how much money what are you worth? Before I start putting good money behind bag.
Right.
Yep. And meanwhile, Vi's out here securing the bag at the grocery store.
Right.
Pie selling out.
They tried to play Aunt Vi. They tried to play Aunt Vi. They were supposed to have her pies prominently displayed, and they had it on the floor.
I felt so terrible for her in that moment.
See how they do us?
I know.
I feel horrible for her in that
That's
moment.
what I like about that nucleus that she belongs to, because what they do, they came in and said, "No, we ain't having this. We're gonna change this."
And not for no ho-hos. They had freaking ho-hos out there instead of her pies.
Yeah.
Move these things out the way.
Yeah.
I like the ho-hos though.
not over the pies.
Not over Aunt Vi's pies though, but I like ho-hos.
Man, well, I'm hoping that comes back up in the next episode too, because I'm not done with that grocery store owner. I'm not through with him yet.
No.
The only thing I was hoping in that scenario is that maybe, that was actually the place that they were going to have Vi's pies. It's just that the ho-hos happened to have been there, and no one had gotten around to making the change.
I would have liked to think that they didn't get around to it yet, but you know how they be trying to play us.
They
sometimes.
trying to play Aunt Vi. They tried to play Aunt Vi.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that.
Okay.
No.
So.
I got you.
And about the time we living in.
I'm about
right
to say,
now.
and they in the deep south. People be playing, so.
Yeah, true that.
But on Queen Sugar this season, so this is their third season, and I'm looking for this one to kind of like be something something major has to happen, because this show is not like super big on very explosive portions in the show where you're like, oh my god. It's always kind of subtle, and it goes slow and leads up to probably like a big finale. So I'm looking for season 3 to be like a game changer.
Robust, yeah, it could be, and maybe it starts with Ralph Angel. And yeah.
No, I agree with that. I read somewhere that I think he said in an interview is that Ralph Angel's going to go through some type of evolution this season. And I could see that, because we see it as a businessman. I think he's going to come to some type of revelations regarding Blue and his relationship with Darla. So
yeah, I think right now those are the two to watch: Darla and Ralph Angel.
And Charlie, we gotta see how this plan turns out.
Well, definitely. So we do have a powder cake on a couple of them.
Yeah.
So which one is going to explode first.
And I feel like these Landrys, they definitely got something else coming for Charlie. She's not expecting it, but I know something's coming.
Yeah, because Papa Landry, I mean, he's a shrewd, you know, ball player. He's. I'm sure he can look in her eyes and see that there's more there than that 1%.
And they've probably done their homework on her.
Oh, definitely. They know where she's from.
Yeah.
And they know what she's about.
Okay, well, so now that we've gotten started on Queen Sugar, we're definitely going to keep it going with that show. And also, if there are any other shows that you guys are interested in that you love and you might want us to review, you can drop that in the comment and let us know about those, and we will definitely take that into consideration.
As well as real talk comments.
Absolutely.
Or concerns. Yeah, you got a boyfriend, girlfriend thing that you want us to talk about, we'd be most happy to do that.
Yes, indeed. So any topics that you want to discuss, let us know. We're definitely going to have more real talk segments, so stay tuned for that because that's going to be very spicy between these two.
And Power is coming back,
and
so you know we're going to have plenty of commentary for that.
I can't wait.
Ooh, July is going to be a fire month.
Yes, it is.
So many good shows coming back. So thank you guys for hanging in there with us. We appreciate you and your viewership. And like I said in the beginning, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. And until next time,
Bye-bye.
see you then. Bye.